Hi students, welcome to another session of my class. We are discussing novella Chronicle of a Death Foretold by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Let us discuss the important characters in the novella. Yes, character sketch. Santiago Nasser is the protagonist of the story. He is one of important character, the main character that is the protagonist of the story. And he is killed the day after Angela Vigario's wedding. He is the one who killed by the brothers of Angela Vigario. That is just the day after Angela Vigario's wedding. That is Santiago Nasser. Second one, Angela Vigario, the dishonored bride. She becomes a seamstress after being returned home on her wedding night. She is a dishonored woman, that is Angela Vigario, the dishonored bride, and she becomes a seamstress. Seamstress means one who sews, that is like tailoring, etc. She becomes a seamstress after being returned home on her wedding night, and she was very beautiful in her youth. That is the second one, Angela Vigario. Then Pedro Vigario, the more serious of the two twins. That is, this Pedro Vigario and Pablo Vigario, they are twin brothers of Angela Vigario. And this Pedro Vigario is the more serious of the two twins. And it is his idea to kill Santiago Nasser. That is important for one more question. Among the two, this Pedro Vigario's idea is to kill Santiago Nasser, and he spent some time in the army. And after being released from prison, he joins the army once again. That is important for one more question. He is the one who spent time in the army, Pedro Vigario. After being released from prison, he joins the army once again. Then next character is Pablo Vicario. He is the twin who insists that the twins go through with the crime. Pablo Vicario is another twin brother of Angela Vicario, and he insists that the twins go through with the crime, and he is betrothed to Prudencia Courts, and who he marries when he released from jail. That is, he gets married to Prudencia Courts after he is released from jail. Then Beato San Roman, another character, the man who marries Angela Vigario. This is the man who marries Angela Vigario. That is her husband, Beato San Roman. He comes from a very wealthy and prestigious family. When he arrives in town, he is described as having a slim waist and golden eyes. That means he is a handsome guy, and he is the one who marries Angela Vigario. And he comes from a wealthy and very prestigious family. Then next character, Purisima del Carmen, the mother of Angela Vicario. That is her full name. Maybe one more question may be asked. Purisima del Carmen, the mother of Angela Vicario. When her daughter is brought home by Beato San Roman, after he discovers she is not a virgin, Purisima beats her daughter. Yes, on the same day, that is on her wedding night, this Beato San Roman identified that, or he discovers that she is not a virgin. And yes, this Angela Vigario returned back to her home, and Purisima beats her daughter. She is a strict mother. Then Poncio Vigario, he is Angela's father. He used to work as a goldsmith until the strain of the profession made him go blind. Because of the overwork and the strain, he became blind. He dies shortly after his twin sons are sent to prison. Next character is Placida Linero, is Santiago's mother. She has a well-earned reputation as an interpreter of dreams. That is Placida Linero, Santiago's mother. Next character is Maria Alejandrina Cervantes, an elegant whore with eyes like an insomniac leopard. That is, her eyes are beautiful, and it is like an insomniac leopard, an elegant whore. War means it's like a prostitute. And she eats excessively to mourn Santiago Nazar's death. That is, her name is Maria Alejandrina Cervantes. Then next character, Prudencia Cots, that is Pablo Vigario's fiance. Uh, and she says she would not have married Pablo if she had not upheld the honor of his sister by killing the man who took her virginity. That is, she says that she would not have married Pablo if he had not upheld the honor of his sister by killing the man who took her virginity. She is the one who insists this Pablo Vigario to kill this man, Santiago Nazar, for to protect the honor of his sister. And Ibrahim Nazar, another character that is Santiago's father, and he is an Arab. He seduced Victoria Guzman. Victoria Guzman is Santiago Nazar's or the Nazar's cook in that family. So he seduced, that is Ibrahim Nazar seduced Victoria Guzman when she was a teenager, and he taught his son the art of falconry and his love of firearms, etc. Next character is Victoria Guzman, that is the Nasser's cook. She had an affair with Ibrahim Nasser when she was a teenager. Next character is Clotilde Armenta, the proprietress of the milk shop where the Vigarios wait to kill Santiago. The proprietress of the milk shop, and there these Vigario brothers wait to kill Santiago. And she is an insightful woman and can tell that the Vigario twins are tired and are killing Santiago only out of obligation. Divina Flor, Victoria Guzman's daughter. Divina Flor is Victoria Guzman's, that is Nasser's cook. Victoria Guzman is Nasser's cook, and Divina Flor is the daughter of this Victoria Guzman. And Santiago desires her sexually, but Victoria watches carefully to make sure he does not do anything to her. That is, this Santiago has a desire, sexual desire towards this woman, Divina Flor, but Victoria watches very carefully to make sure he does not do anything to. These are the main characters in Chronicle of a Death Foretold. I think all of you are familiar with these characters. It is important to identify these characters, otherwise it is difficult for you to understand the summary. And these are the important characters in this particular novella, and there are some other minor characters that we will discuss or that we will see later when we discuss about the summary of this novella. And let us start our summary chapter 1. So this novella, in the introductory part itself, I told you it is in a form of detective tone or the mixing up of both fiction and journalistic tone. That is, this narration of the story that is not in a chronological order. That is the first thing we have to understand, that the story, the narration of the story, development of the plot is not in a chronological order. In the first chapter itself, we can see that the readers get the notion that the main character, that is the protagonist of the novella, Santiago Nazar, is killed by the twin brothers. So, on the day he is eventually killed, in the chapter, in the first chapter, we can see that on the day he is eventually killed, Santiago Nazar, on that particular day, in the first chapter itself, narrator, yes, expressed or he told about the death of Santiago Nazar. And on that same day, the Santiago Nazar wakes up at 5:30 a.m. to wait for the boat, which is bringing the bishop. That is the important thing in the first chapter. That is, all the people of that particular town, including Santiago and Nazar, is waiting for one boat. That is, which is bringing the bishop. That is, a bishop is coming to that town on that particular day. So all are waiting for his arrival. The night before he had dreamt about trees, and just before that, that day, that is the night before he had dreamt about, the yesterday night he had dreamt about trees. That is, for one mark question, it is important. He dreamt about trees and he woke up with a headache. Some people remember that the weather was cloudy that morning, others that it was fine, but all recall that Santiago was in a very good mood. That is, here, after so many years, the narrator here, the anonymous narrator here, is trying to narrate that story. So it is in the form of the recollection of so many people, or the experiences or the remembrance of the so many people, etc. The narration is like that, and it is not in a chronological order. So some people remember that the weather was cloudy that morning. Others think that it was fine, but all recall that Santiago was in a very good mood. The narrator, that is our anonymous narrator, he is lying in the lap of Maria Alejandrina Cervantes. We know that she is a war, and this narrator was wakened by the clamor of alarm bells. And yesterday night he spent with this Maria, lying in the lap of uh, Maria Alejandra Cervantes. And Santiago is wearing a shirt and pants of white linen, exactly like the ones he had worn to the wedding day just before. We know that yesterday it was Angela Vigario's wedding, and Santiago is wearing that dress, a shirt and pants of white linen, exactly like the ones he had worn to the wedding the day before. Santiago goes to the house of his mother Placida Linero to get an aspirin for his headache. And about this Santiago, he is slim and pale with Arab eyes and curly hair. That is, he is very handsome. And he is the only child of a marriage of convenience. That is the only child of this Ibrahim Nazar. And he inherited his sixth sense from his mother. Yes, he has one quality, or he inherited that. We know that we all have five senses, and here the narrator is telling that he inherited his sixth sense from his mother. From his father, Ibrahim Nazar, he learned his love of firearms, horses, and falconry, as well as the qualities of valor and prudence. That is, in the character sketch itself, we can understand that Ibrahim Nazar, he taught so many qualities to his son, and he learned his love of firearms, horses, and falconry, as well as the qualities of valor and prudence. All things he learned from his father. He and his father spoke Arabic with each other. After his father died, Santiago abandoned his studies at the end of secondary school in order to take over the family ranch. After his father died, he left schooling. He abandoned his studies because in order to take over the family responsibility. Then Victoria Guzman is sure that it did not rain on the day of Santiago's death. Once again, yes, through the words of Victoria Guzman, we readers get the notion that the climate is clear. That is, it did not rain on the day of Santiago's death. She recalls that she had been in the kitchen preparing lunch, catering rabbits for lunch, etc., when Santiago came in. That is, we know that yesterday night he was spent with Maria, and in the morning, yes, he returned to his house. And this Victoria, she recalls that she had been in kitchen when Santiago came in. Divina Flor, that is her daughter, had served Santiago a mug of coffee with a shot of cane liquor, as she did every Monday. Yes, Divina Flor, she served one mug of coffee to Santiago. When she came again to take the mug away, he grabbed her arm and said, "The time has come for you to be tamed." That means the Santiago Nazar has a sexual desire towards this Divina Flor. And when she again came to take the mug away, he grabbed her arm and said, "This is the right time. That is, the time has come for you to be tamed." And Victoria Guzman says that She will never be tamed while she is alive. But Victoria Guzman, she carefully watches and observes everything, and she will not allow this. And because this Victoria Guzman was seduced by his father, Ibrahim Nazar, when she was an adolescent. So she is vigilant in the case of her daughter. Both women had heard that Santiago was going to be killed. Both these, that is Victoria Guzman and Divina Flor, they heard that this Santiago was going to be killed, but neither was certain whether or not the rumor was true. But they did not know is it true or wrong, right or wrong. The whole house is awakened by the bell of the bishop's steamboat. Yes, that is the thing, that is the important thing in the first chapter, that is all are waiting for the bishop. Divina Flor leads Santiago to the front door. Even though the front door is usually closed and bad, Santiago always uses that door when he is dressed up. And Divina remembers that when he went out the door, the boat stopped tooting and the cocks began to crow. And he remembers this Divina Flor, not she remembers that particular day. And normally, this front door is usually closed. Even though the front door is usually closed and bad, Santiago always uses the front door when he is dressed up. And Divina remembers that when he went out the door, the boat stopped tooting and cocks began to crow. There is an envelope under the door. At that time, there is a letter. There is an envelope under the door warning Santiago that someone is waiting for him to kill him. That is the thing. That is at that particular time there is an envelope under the door warning. It is that letter. It is a warning to Santiago that someone is waiting for him to kill him. But it is not found until long after Santiago's death. Nobody found this letter or this warning until long after Santiago's death. As everyone makes their way toward Bishop's Bot, that is, all people in in that town is waiting for a bishop, and as everyone makes their way toward the Bishop's Bot, the two men who are waiting to kill Santiago. We know that these two men, that is, um, Angela Vigeria's twin brothers, they are waiting for Santiago. That is, Pedro Vigeria and Pablo Vigeria are waiting at the local milk shop. The only place that is open at that hour, this milk shop, we know that this the proprietor is Clotilde. And they are still wearing their dark wedding suits. These twin brothers, they are still wearing that dark wedding suits. Wedding suits that yesterday it was her wedding, this Angela's wedding, and they are still wearing, these twin brothers, they are still wearing their dark wedding suits and holding knives wrapped in newspaper. Yes, and these twin brothers, they are holding knives wrapped in newspaper to kill this Santiago Nazar. So at the same time, meanwhile, this Margot is the sister of Santiago. She learns that Angela Vigerio has been returned to her parents by her husband because he discovered that she was not a virgin. Margot is a sister of, and Margot learns that Angela Vigerio has been returned to her parents by her husband. Margot is narrator's sister, not Santiago's sister, narrator's sister. So Margot learns that Angela Vigerio has been returned to her parents by her husband because this husband Bayaro discovered that she was not a virgin, and she does not know how Santiago is in this. Margot does not know how this Santiago is involved, only that two men are waiting for him to kill him. But Margot doubts that these two men are waiting, that is, she does not know how Santiago is involved. When Margot's, that is, narrator's mother that is Margot's mother, hears the news, she immediately sets out to warn Placida Linero that her son is in danger. When Margot's mother hears the news, that warning regarding that Santiago is going to kill by that Vigario brothers, she immediately sets out to warn Placida, that is Santiago's mother, that her son is in danger. But he stopped in the street and told that they have already killed him. That means Santiago Nazar is killed by the two Vigario brothers, that twin brothers. This Margot's mother, she got that news regarding that is Santiago Nazar is going to kill, but she immediately sets out to warn Placida that her son is in danger, but he stopped in the street and told that they have already killed him. That means in the first chapter itself, this Santiago Nazar is killed by these Vigario brothers. That is, some people, in the first chapter, we see that some people, that is Margot, that is then that Victoria Guzman and her daughter, that is, they all heard about this news, this warning, that is, this Santiago Nazar is going to die. But nobody informed him regarding or warned him regarding this particular uh, thing properly or timely. Even that is Margot's mother hears the news and she immediately sets out to warn Placida, that is his mother, regarding this danger, but he stopped in the street and told that they have, that is this Vigario brothers have already killed him. That means in the first chapter itself, the Santiago Nazar is killed. I think all of you understand the summary and the character sketch of the first this novella, Chronicle of a Death Foretold. So, students, there is a homework for you, and the homework is write about the character sketch as well as a critical note on the first chapter of Chronicle of a Death Foretold. Write your homework and send back to me. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you again.